Hi guys, today I'm making something Korean Chinese. Did you know there is a such thing as Korean Chinese cuisine? Yes, there is. We Koreans love Chinese and Japanese food so much, they became part of our everyday food. Just like how Mexican food became most Americans' everyday food. The subject dish is mapadubu. Since my recipe is Korean Chinese, I will cook with gochugaru instead of chili oil. That's the Korean flair that this dish has. So let's get all the ingredients out. Oh, before we do that, let's boil some water to blanch the tofu. So here, 4 cups of water, and I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of sea salt and then bring it to boil. Oh, by the way, this recipe serves 2 people. So we need 14 to 15 ounces of silken tofu or soft tofu. Farm tofu is not recommended, so I'm going to cut some tofu off. Any leftover tofu, please keep it in water in your refrigerator. So let's cut the tofu. 3/4 of an inch. This brand is quite firm. It says silken. It's quite firm, so it's not breaking. But if you are cutting and it breaks, just don't panic because it happens a lot. You could still make it, no worries. Let's see. And then now I have to cut it this way. Okay. And this way. I could hear the water boiling, so we're going to blanch this. But you know, blanch the tofu right before cooking the meat. So I'm not going to actually blanch this. I'm just going to turn the water off and then blanch it later right before cooking. I'll tell you why. Okay, so that's a good size. Okay, so we need 4 ounces of ground beef or pork. I'm using beef, and 1/2 ounce of red bell pepper. You're probably wondering why such a little amount. This dish is really about tofu, but we want to add a little bit of colorful vegetables like this to make it a little bit more appetizing. Frozen peas, 2 tablespoons. That's 1, that's 2. The most important, 1 tablespoon of tobanjan sauce, also known as chili bean sauce, it says on the package. You cannot make mapadubu without this. This is 1 teaspoon potato starch to make slurry later. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons water or that chicken stock. If you use cornstarch, then please add 3 teaspoons. So I think that's it. It looks like it's a lot of ingredients, but not really. It's just two major sauces right there, and this is just for cooking the beef, and the basic salt, pepper, gochugaru, and then all the aromatics. That's about it. And the main guys, the beef tofu and some vegetables. That's it. So this is ginger, just a little over 1 teaspoon, yeah, and the garlic, 4 cloves, 4 scallions, I'm going to blot off the blood. Okay, so the beef is ready, and I like to add the soy sauce and the sake right now to the beef. We're going to blanch the tofu. Water is boiling and tofu is boiling as well. We are only going to blanch this for 1 minute. This step draws out all the water that got in the tofu at the factory, and this extra step will give you a better result. So I'm going to turn off the heat and drain the water. Here's the tofu drained. Okay, we'll cook the meat about 1 tablespoon of oil. It's on high heat. I'm going to cook the meat all the way, like there's no red. So no more red. All the aromatics go in. That's ginger and garlic and the scallion. And I'm going to cook all the aromatics until the pan is dry. Okay, so now the pan looks dry almost. So I'm going to add in gochugaru, black pepper as well. And now I have to add all the oils. And I'm cooking gochugaru. I really want to cook the gochugaru. Doing this will give you the look of the chili oil that floats on top of the sauce. This is what we want to see found on the bottom of the pan. So now I'm going to add in tobanjan sauce and really cook tobanjan sauce as well. So we're really cooking like until you're worried like, oh, it might burn. This makes a difference. So the sauce and then the spices are cooked well. And then let's add in the vegetables. Maybe I don't want this to burn anymore. So I lift the pan off the heat a little bit. This will be all lifted and then melted in the stock later. So now the vegetables are cooked. The stock goes in. Now the oyster sauce. You see how bottom of the pan is clean now? See? Let's let it boil for 1 minute. And I'm going to add tofu. Oh, so what I meant by not blanching the tofu too early, because if you blanch the tofu too early, sometimes they stick to each other, so that's why you want to blanch right before cooking the meat. It's boiling. I'm going to reduce the heat to medium-high and boil for 3 minutes. Uncovered. Using a wide pan like this is a better option because water will evaporate a little bit and it makes the sauce super concentrated and then give you a really deep flavor. Stir once without breaking the tofu. Okay, now it has been 3 minutes. I'm going to taste. It's good. This is good, but since I'm serving this with rice, I'll add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And you know how some people add sugar to this dish? So I'm gonna do that too. This is just ½ teaspoon. Then mix well. I'm going to turn the heat high. I'm going to add the slurry. Try to add a little at a time not all at once. It can create clumping. I think that's it. So the sauce has thickened. So turn off the heat. 1 teaspoon of sesame seed oil, finishing touch. Okay, so we're done. Smells delicious. Guys, it's ready. It looks so delicious. I could see the chili oil floating on top. It smells great. If somebody asks you what is a good example of dichotomy, say mapadubu. I'll explain why. I mean, this is really delicious and healthy. Some of the incredibly delicious food like bacon cheeseburger is not necessarily good for you, but this one is delicious and good for you at the same time. And it's spicy and comforting. You get that comforting feeling in every bite because of that soft silken tofu, and it's cheap and luxurious. I've spent less than $10, not even that, and created this beautiful luxurious looking dish, and it's easy to make too. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. I will see you soon. Bye bye.